When you quit sugar, what's the first thing you think changes? Your waistline? Wrong. It's not your stomach. It's your kidneys. And the moment you stop eating sugar, a chain reaction begins inside your body that is both terrifying and fascinating. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through exactly what happens, hour by hour, day by day. By the end, you'll understand why that headache on day 2 is actually a good sign, and why your skin looks completely different by day 10. Let's start with immediate aftermath. The first 3 days. This is where most people quit because they don't understand what's happening inside their brain. You see, when sugar disappears abruptly, your reward circuitry reacts with a shock. For years, your brain has relied on dopamine spikes from sweet foods. Dopamine is the molecule of anticipation. It's what makes you feel excitement. When you cut the sugar, those levels drop rapidly. The nucleus accumbens, your brain's pleasure center, becomes unusually quiet. It's almost as if someone walked into a loud party and suddenly turned off the music. Harvard researchers have noted that frequent sugar intake dulls your dopamine receptors. It forces you to chase sweetness more and more intensely just to feel normal. When you take the sugar away, those receptors have to wake up. But that process is uncomfortable. This is why you feel restless. This is why you might feel irritable or strangely emotional. Even when you're not physically hungry, your brain is screaming. It's demanding the reward surge it's used to. Scientists call this hedonic hunger. It's a craving driven by habit and emotion, not by a need for calories. But here's the twist that you need to know to get through these first few days. The stronger the craving feels, the more aggressively your dopamine receptors are healing. That headache you feel, it's not a sign of weakness. It's the feeling of neural circuits recalibrating. Stanford imaging studies show that without sugar, these pathways begin repairing themselves, attempting to return to their original sensitivity. That chaotic feeling in your head is just your brain relearning how to generate its own happiness without a chemical crutch. You aren't starving. You are detoxing. By day 4, the chaos in your brain starts to settle. And this is when the physical changes really kick in. The organ leading this transition is your kidneys. For years, high insulin levels have forced your kidneys to hold onto sodium and water. Insulin is actually a fluid retention hormone. So, when you quit sugar and your insulin levels finally drop, your kidneys get the signal to release that pressure. They start flushing out excess sodium and water. This is why, around day 4 or 5, you'll notice something surprising. Your face looks less puffy. Your jawline looks sharper. Your eyelids feel lighter. This isn't fat loss yet. It's water weight. For every gram of stored sugar in your body, you hold on to about 3 grams of water. As you burn through that sugar, the water has nowhere to stay, so it leaves. This is why losing 1 to 3 kilograms in the first week is completely normal. However, there is a trap here. As that water leaves your body, it takes important minerals with it. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium get flushed out too. This creates an imbalance that leads to dizziness and fatigue. This is often called the keto flu or sugar flu. The mistake people make here is just drinking more plain water. That actually flushes out more minerals. Instead, you need to replace what's lost. A pinch of good quality salt, some mineral water, or leafy greens can stabilize this instantly. Once you fix that balance, your energy comes back online, and your kidneys start working more efficiently than they have in years. Now, let's move to day 7. This is the turning point. This is where the magic happens, but it's also where the struggle shifts. By day 7, your body runs out of its easy fuel source, which is sugar. It has to switch engines. It has to start burning fat. But this switch isn't like flipping a light switch. It's more like starting a cold engine. Your liver begins a process called gluconeogenesis. It starts creating its own fuel from scratch to protect your brain and red blood cells. This transition creates a temporary brain fog. You might feel a little slower than usual. Your energy might dip in the afternoon. Do not panic. This is metabolic friction. Your body is building the machinery to burn fat. It's building new enzymes and ramping up your mitochondria. Researchers at the NIH describe this as rebuilding metabolic flexibility. It's a lost human advantage that you are earning back. The paradox here is that your weakest feeling days are right before your strongest metabolic phase. Just as that brain fog feels heaviest, your cells are learning to use fatty acids. And once that switch clicks over, usually around day 8 or 9, your energy stabilizes. You stop having those mid-afternoon crashes. You stop needing a nap after lunch. You enter a state of steady, clean energy that lasts all day. And then comes day 10. This is when you start to see changes that have nothing to do with weight. You look in the mirror, and your skin looks different. It looks brighter. If you had acne or redness, it starts to calm down. This is because sugar causes something called glycation. Basically, sugar molecules attach to the proteins in your skin, like collagen and elastin, and make them stiff and brittle. It's like rust for your body. When you remove the sugar, that rusting process stops. Your collagen begins to regain its flexibility. This is why your skin looks younger, but it's also why your joints stop hurting. The inflammation in your knees or your back starts to fade away. Sugar is a massive trigger for inflammation. Without it, your immune system calms down. Your arteries relax. Your blood pressure often normalizes. You are literally aging backward at a cellular level. Finally, we reach day 14. 2 weeks in. And the most profound change happens right on your tongue. Your taste buds have a life cycle of about 10 to 14 days. The old taste buds, the ones that were numb from years of super sweet processed food, are gone. New ones have taken their place. And these new taste buds are sensitive. Suddenly, an apple tastes incredibly sweet. A handful of almonds has a complex, rich flavor you never noticed before. You start to actually taste real food again. But the bigger change is hormonal. By day 14, your brain finally starts to hear a hormone called leptin. Leptin is the hormone that tells you when you're full. High sugar levels block this signal, which is why you can eat an entire bag of cookies and still feel hungry. With sugar out of the way, the signal is clear. You eat a normal meal, and your brain says, "That's enough." You feel satisfied. The constant, nagging hunger disappears. You are no longer a slave to your cravings. You have food freedom. Now, a quick word of caution. If you are diabetic or on medication for blood sugar, you need to be careful. This process is powerful. Your blood sugar will drop, and your medication needs might change rapidly, so always do this with your doctor's supervision. But for most people, these 14 days are a revelation. It's not just about looking better. It's about realizing that the anxiety, the fatigue, and the brain fog you thought were just part of life were actually caused by what was on your plate. So, here's my challenge to you. Try it, just for 14 days. Push through the headache on day 2. Drink your electrolytes on day 4. Ride out the brain fog on day 7. Because on the other side of that struggle is a version of you that is sharper, calmer, and healthier than you have been in years. If you found value in this breakdown, hit that like button so I know to make more videos like this. And tell me in the comments, what is the hardest part about quitting sugar for you? I really want to know. I'll see you in the next video.